So two of the ladies are doing some of the washing also for some of the women. Good morning. Some of the women who are less able. So they help them with some of the attendants. And so they, if we were earlier, there'd probably be more action here. But this is where the hot water is, which they only have hot water 2 months a year, which comes from those big pieces of tree over there. And one of the things we'd really like to see happening here is solar water heating, which means they would then have water year round. There's sun here almost every day of the year, and also it would be much more environmental. Obviously this is a big problem. We're in an area of Maharashtra where there's still forests and they're being cut down continuously, which is really bad. And the other real issue here is how slippery this gets, because you can imagine there's 105 women living here. How much water gets on the floor. And most of the surfaces here, except for this stuff, except for the ramp, which is kind of a non-slip thing, everything else is either this polished concrete or tiles, which get really slippery. I myself have kind of many times slipped on it, so we really would like to get this this whole small, it's a relatively small area tiled, and that means that they would be much safer. There are, obviously with elderly people, falls happen a lot, and there's a couple of women here now with fractures that have happened, so more leading questions if you want.
Okay. So what do you guys typically do? I've seen you guys washing the clothes sometimes.
Yeah, we definitely wash clothes if we just notice someone's stuff is dirty or someone's bedridden. There's only about 6 women here who work here, and they have a lot of things to do. So obviously they can't actually. Salam alaikum. So we sometimes get involved in washing clothes. A lot of massage, some personal care for those who are more bedridden, so changing diapers, washing people, taking them to the toilet, just all the personal care. Basically what we would want someone to do for us if we were in that situation, we do for the people here.
Okay. Have you seen a difference between with your presence and without your presence?
Yeah, it's pretty, some of the women say to me regularly, we wait for December. All year we're waiting for December for you to come. And they speak about, they say seva, which is service. They talk about, our service, and they bless us a lot. Ashirwad is a word we're constantly hearing, like blessings, because they just, like anybody, just really appreciate the care. And this is a part of Anandawan which doesn't get a lot of attention. Most tours that come to Anandawan don't necessarily come through here, and it's only really Dr. Paul and a few nurses that are in charge of keeping this place going, and so the people here feel quite kind of ignored a lot of the time, and just us being here also means that sometimes they bring the tours through when we're here, because it's kind of a bit more interesting and alive, and people really come alive. I remember the first few years when we came with our groups and we'd bring people here, people were really in the group, they just leave feeling like crying and feeling really upset, very distressed. And then after 3 years that we worked here, when we came 1 year at the beginning with our group, the ladies were so happy that there was this outburst of joy, and so the people who in our group had a completely different experience, and they all wanted to then come and work here because it felt like a joyful place, not a depressing place. So there is that impact, and friendships that develop, and love, and the fact that they know that we're coming back, even if it's not the same people in the group, that a group is coming, has a huge significance, and they can tell us their woes as well as their joys, tell us about their children and grandchildren and what people are up to, and also tell us when they've had a fall or when they're not feeling well or when their friend has died.
Okay.